Hey everyone, and welcome to my DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys Batman Beyond figure review. I'm really looking forward to this one. I just got the figure in the mail today, along with my turntable that I'm really excited to use. So strap in, let's get right into the video. Zip, zap, zop. And here he is. Here he is out of the packaging. And first looks, I think he looks really cool. I love the way he looks. I love the aesthetic. I always liked the cartoon, and I really love the movie. The one where the Joker returned, and it turned... I won't spoil it, but I prefer the movie over the cartoon in the sense that I never really watched every single episode of the cartoon. But first looks at this guy, he looks good. The red and black, mwah! As with every McFarlane figure, he comes with this cool trading card. I hold on to every single one of these, sleeve them up, and it's a cool little thing to collect alongside the figure itself. He also comes with a display stand, which is really helpful because some of the McFarlane figures do have trouble standing. I have quite a collection of these stands. Another cool thing about this particular line is that McFarlane is releasing one figure every 2 months, starting after this one. And it's all working towards building the collect-to-build figure, which is this Batman Joker hybrid mechanical cyborg creepy, cool, awesome looking Build-A-Figure. It's an interesting concept to release these figures every couple months, and it really incentivizes you to collect them because they come out in such a large gap in between each figure. But let's take a closer look at this guy. He is gnarly looking. Batman doesn't look too happy, but if you switch the heads around, it's a Joker face on the other side. Only Todd McFarlane could take a figure, a idea like this, and just go to town with it. The amount of sculpted detail that's on this thing gets me really excited. That spine reminds me of the Justice League cyborg, honestly. And these two holes, I can't remember what they're for. Maybe for a jetpack or something. Maybe not. But he did come with these butterfly joint things that will not stay in unless, of course, you put the arms in. So I just went ahead and took those out. I like the bat symbol. It kind of reminds me of the Batman v Superman Batflex symbol, if it were silver. But the sculpted detail in here is great. I can't wait to see how tall this guy is going to be. I love the green tubes going along the back. Ties into the green hair. His eyebrows kind of look like a bluish blue, kind of green. The eyebrows look like an off-green type of color. But the paint applications look so great. Oh, I'm actually really excited to pick up the rest of these figures, build this guy, and see what he looks like. I also love this detail where it looks like Batman's mask is being stretched. Oh, I like that a lot. Alright, he looks cool and everything, but we'll review him down the road. Let's now take a look at Batman Beyond off the stand and in hand. And starting with his accessories, we have a second pair of hands. I personally feel that we should have at least one extra pair of hands with every figure moving forward. This is a welcome addition. On a side note, the hands that he comes with out of packaging are very cool and very expressive, but we'll get to those in a sec. His other accessories are the two batarangs. Both are painted red and black, and they are just oh so beautiful. There's some minor paint defects along here, but McFarlane Toys has captured the likeness and the charm of the animated series and the comic books in these batarangs. They're really cool. So far as him holding the batarangs, there's a couple different ways. This way I find is the best, but you can also have him hold it along the sides. And now, taking a look at the figure itself, it looks gorgeous. Everything so far as paint-wise turned out really well on this figure. He has a mouth guard going across the mouth. This is the Target exclusive version, so it doesn't have the lips and the nose that we come to expect with the comic book and the animated series. I still may pick up that version that has the mouth, just so I can have more of a classic look. Now, looking right here at the bat symbol, one thing that I really appreciate about McFarlane Toys is that they sculpt the symbols of the figures instead of painting them It gives it more of just depth and more quality to the overall figure. He seems to be painted with a nice matte black finish all over the figure. There's a couple shiny spots that show up here and there, most notably the gauntlets, because they're supposed to simulate a type of metal blade feel. So, of course, they're going to be a little bit shinier than the rest of his costume. One of my first of a couple complaints about the figure is the ball joints. They allow great range of motion, but they look a little unsightly down towards the ankles, and I'm not a big fan of that. Going back to some positives though, I do like how we get red along with the gray in the belt because it ties back to the symbol and the cape very nicely. Just a little bit of red there. Alright, this looks cool. Okay, here he is with his wings outstretched. All you have to do to activate them is spin them outwards and then take the little tiny tab that's on his gauntlet, place it in the hole that they have already opened for you, and bada bing, you have his wings. If you wanted things to be a little bit more flush with his body, you would just, again, twist the arms down. It all depends on your personal preference. But for me, I like his wings to be as outstretched as possible. Gives for a more dynamic posing feel. So far as the functionality, it would have been cool to see them go along the underarms, kind of like how Spider-Man's web wings do. But another complaint that I have is that I wish that this part, the upper part of the wings, as if you were looking onto his back, was painted black. In the series and in the comics, he's got red on the underside, but it's painted black to match the rest of his suit on the other side. It would have been great to see that. I'm sure customizers everywhere will get their hands on that. And who knows, I'll probably paint these parts black, but I would have liked for it to come that way out of package. And this may just be me, but wouldn't it have been cool if we got a second pair of wings that was a little bit more dynamic with its posing and looked like he was maybe flying through the air or in a jumping pose or something a little bit more dynamic than these static wings? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Now, at the time of recording this video, I was not able to get these wings off. They're really tight in there, and after a while, it looked like I was starting to stress the plastic, so I decided to just wait on that. After recording the video, I gave it the old hairdryer trick, and they do pop out. Still got to put a little bit of force in them, but I wanted to go for that look where he doesn't have his wings out, like you see in the animated series and most of the comic books. I didn't want to keep him with his wings on all the time. So yes, the wings do come off, but you got to put a little bit of work into it. Now, let's move into the articulation. And for some size comparisons, here he is next to some more recent McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figures. And for some fun, here he is next to some old Batman figures, the one on the left from The Dark Knight and the one on the right from Batman Begins. And yes, the one on the left is a figure I tried to make a custom cape for when I was younger, okay? I think it turned out decent. And the one on the right, it was 2005, I was young, and I did not know how to take care of my figures. Moving on, don't talk. And here we have him next to two older Mattel figures, and there are still people out there that say that Mattel is better than McFarlane Toys. Are you sure about that? And for some more fun, here he is next to an old, small little Joker figure. And we've reached the end of the review. Overall, I really like this figure. Between the sculpted detail, the great paint job, the wings, the extra accessories, and just the overall aesthetics of this figure, if you are a fan of Batman Beyond, whether it be in the comics or, of course, the animated series, you're really going to like this figure. I do have my gripes with the figure. I wish the wings, the top of them was painted black to match the rest of the suit and to be a little bit more accurate to the animated series and the comics, leaving the undersides red. I also wish that the ball joints looked a little bit more aesthetically pleasing because at the ankles the ball joints are a little unsightly. But other than that, it's a good figure. If those are my only gripes, then you can tell I definitely like this figure a lot. But thank you all for watching. Please, if you want to leave a like and subscribe, tell me how I did. Tell me what you think of the figure. I would really appreciate it. Any and all support is always welcome. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. As always, y'all, please stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.